state.
I call Paul Foster-Bell.
Tēnā koe, Mr Speaker. Sir, there is eager anticipation here in New Zealand and all around the world about the imminent arrival of our Queen's newest great-grandchild. And thanks to the provisions in this bill, backdated to 2011, for the first time, this baby will become our monarch, irrespective of its gender. This contrasts with the status quo where a firstborn girl would become an heir presumptive, but younger brothers could gazump their big sister upon arrival. And frankly, sir, I find it a little bit mystifying and somewhat disgraceful that any party would abstain on a measure which brings in gender equality into New Zealand law. We can be very proud of the role played by New Zealand at the vanguard of these reforms, sir. The Prime Minister, John Key, was acknowledged by the British Minister of State for Justice, Lord McNally, as leading the discussion on modernising royal inheritance among the premiers of the Commonwealth realms. As a former Vice-Chair of Monarchy New Zealand, I'm delighted we are moving to a system which is more in tune with our modern values of everyone, male or female, being treated equally before the law, while retaining all the advantages of a constitutional monarchy, its stability, its surety and its strong sense of service to the nation. I take pleasure, sir, in commending this bill to the House.
Members, this debate has concluded. The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. Look, when I put the vote, the member must call for a party vote at the time, not after we're moving on to the next piece of legislation. No, I'm on my feet. I do know that during the two speeches that were given by the Green Party that they intended to cast a vote other than the affirmative, and so I'm prepared to allow them to do that. But I'm making it very clear, in the future, when I put the vote, that's it, and we will have no exceptions. It was clearly indicated, however, by the two members of Greens that they would not be supporting the affirmative. So, a point of order, Gareth Hughes.
Oh, sir, just to explain the position, previously I've had advice from the clerk, and this is something which needs to be fixed up in the Standing Orders review. Because we're not calling a no vote, we still have to cast the vote. So when the Speaker calls the ayes, those in favour say aye, those in favour say no. We can't say no, so that's the only point we can actually call
I accept that, and that's why I'm prepared to accept. Now, can I just have the Honourable Trevor Mallard?
Mr Speaker, just to give a little bit of advice to my friends in the Greens, the appropriate thing is when the Speaker declares the ayes have it, that is the point you say party vote called for. Right, well we didn't hear it.
No. I'm going to ask the Greens to cast a vote. The Green Party, if they like to stand and cast their position. Well, do we have to go right through it again? Oh, sorry, a party vote's been called for. We'll start the process again. So I'm just asking the clerk to conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
33 in favour.
Green Party.
14 in abstention.
New Zealand First.
7 in favour.
Māori Party.
2 in favour.
Mana.
1 in abstention.
Act New Zealand.
1 in favour.
Honourable Peter Dunn.
1 in favour.
Brendan Horan.
1 in favour.
Members, the ayes are 104, the abstentions are 15. The motion is agreed to.
Royal Succession Bill, first reading.
I understand it is the government's intention to introduce a... my apologies. The question is that the Royal Succession Bill be considered by the Justice and Electoral Committee. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. I understand it is the government's intention to introduce a bill.
Copyright Parallel Importing of Films Amendment Bill,